Welcome to One Day in a Wake Up, a show about doing time, getting out, and where you are now. In prison slang, one day in a wake up means you're almost free. Just one more day before they walk you out the gate. So let's walk out together. One Day in a Wake Up on Colorado Radio for Justice.
All right, let's get this thing popping. Let's get it started. Welcome to One Day in a Wake Up. Thank you for everybody who's joining, who's been listening, who's been following what we've been doing here. We're part of the CRJ, Colorado Radio for Justice. I am your humble host, Herb Lex. Happy to be alive. Happy to be out of prison. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Amen. There we go. We have an amen. To my left, we have one of the most wonderful people I've been able to be acquainted with. She's been part of the Inside Wire family for a long time. She was there close to the beginning, I would say.
Maybe halfway through.
Halfway through?
Yeah.
She joined halfway through. She's fresh off the boat, just off the jet. My girl, your girl, Tiffany McCoy.
Hi. I'm happy to be here.
How's things been going for you?
It's good. I have been out for almost 3 months. I am in a halfway house, learning the world, how to function. Things are a lot different. I did 16 years, so things are a lot different, but I'm learning how to travel and get places and adult.
So we're going to get into all that. Again, the show is called One Day in a Wake Up, and the basis of this show is for you to share your experience of that last day being in prison, that feeling, and onward to what maybe success, being on parole, leaving the halfway house, becoming, out of the system, free and clean of the system, and maybe what steps do you think you're going to have to take to get there?
All right.
So let's get started with the night that you knew you were going home or leaving the penal system. What was that like for you?
It was really, actually, I didn't believe I was leaving. We're going to start there. I didn't believe it. I thought my nname wasn't going to be on the list. I thought they weren't going to call me to pack out.
Just a bunch of negative, pessimistic thoughts.
I didn't believe it was real. I didn't believe I was going to get accepted for the halfway house in the first place. So then when they told me I was leaving, I didn't believe it, but I was running around. I had found out I was leaving a week before. So I was running around giving all the things to all the people that I thought, and I was trying to be real. I wanted to give things to people that it meant something to, the things that meant stuff to me. So all my property that I was giving away. Mm-hmm. And that was so much fun, giving people stuff and surprising people with stuff. But a part of me thought, I'm going to have to come and get this stuff back because I'm not really leaving.
How long exactly was your sentence, if you don't mind saying?
My sentence was 28 years violent.
28 violent sentence.
Yep.
So here in Colorado, violent sentence, being sentenced to the Colorado Department of Correction is 75% before you're eligible for parole.
Yes.
So did you actually see the parole board and get paroled, or are you on the 8 to 6 months to your parole eligibility to put in for halfway house?
I just seen parole this week.
This week?
Yeah, this week. I seen parole from the halfway house on Tuesday, and I made parole.
You made parole.
So that was exciting.
Is that contingent on you completing your business at the halfway house first?
Yep, I have to get through the matrix and all things.
Yes.
So
I went through the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that day that you're leaving, or just say when you knew that you were getting accepted to the halfway house, after doing all that time, where were you at emotionally?
I was excited. I was super happy. I thought about all the things I could do. You know what I thought about a lot was food. I was really excited about food. All those years locked up, you see the commercials on TV for all the food.
Everybody loves food.
Yes. So I was thinking of what food I was going to eat first. I was really excited to get a cell phone. I was excited to see my family, but my family was also my biggest worry because there's a lot of substance abuse in my family. So I knew that if anything brings me back to prison, it will be dealing with my family. So that was also my worry, and I knew that I was a different person. I took a lot of classes in prison, and one of them was a class to learn how to deal with my parents' substance abuse and how to not be an enabler and all the things. Mm-hmm. But my family on the streets had not taken those classes, so I knew that it was going to be different.
A little bit of a battle.
It was already turning into a battle because people were already asking me, when you get out, are you going to do this for your mom? Are you going to help take care of her? Is she going to live with you? And I was just like, no, So that was my biggest concern, was my family, and also the thing I was most excited about seeing and being able to be around.
Is it no because you're fresh out and may not have the means to do something like that? Like, you got to get yourself together first before you can take care of somebody else?
Yeah.
Or is it no, like, man, I ain't messing with moms?
No. No, I love her. It was no because so many things can go wrong having someone who used drugs in your house while you're on parole, right? Like the parole officer can come and there's drugs in the house. It's very easy to go back to prison, So definitely. There couldn't be drugs in the house. I didn't want situations where cops were getting called to the house. I just knew that it wasn't good for me to deal with while I'm on parole, while prison is still hanging over my head. So I had to say no. And also, I didn't want to be an enabler. Like, I told my family, I'll help her. If she needs food, I'll help her get food. If she needs something, I'll help her, but I'm not going to just give her stuff. And if she wants to live with me, she can pay rent or help with things like that. But I knew that I didn't just want to enable somebody and take care of them so it's easier for them to just get high all the time. So.
Okay. So there wasn't any, maybe people see on movies or maybe heard stories where there's an anxiety of somebody who's been locked up for so long and they're so scared to go out to the streets that they do things to try to put themselves back in the system because that's what they're comfortable with. Did you have any type of anxiety about getting out, or were you like, man, I'm ready to get out of here?
I didn't have anxiety. Okay, so I've heard the story. I felt like I was not going to struggle like other people struggled when they got out. And I wonder if a lot of people felt that way when they got out, but I did. I struggled. But I felt like I wasn't going to. Yeah. So I've heard stories and I felt like, I'll be okay. I'll be able to handle that. But same things are difficult for me that were for other people. I just thought I was exempt for some reason. I was not.
I'm going to be honest. I think right now getting out, if a person was locked up pre-iPhone and then gets out now to this point in life, it's a struggle. I think I had a struggle with it. I mean, I loved it because I love all the technology, but I had no idea what I was doing.
No.
Like, to this day, right now, I've had to have a meeting with one of our co-directors about how to use emails.
Yes, that is
so I'm going, I'm still learning.
Yeah.
Just like how to maneuver, but it was kind of tough. It was tough and it was fun at the same time because I love technology. I love, all the things that my phone can do. Because that phone helped me maneuver through the city.
Yes.
Getting around to go find a job and, try to make it to where I satisfied my business at the halfway house.
Yep.
So, and having that phone, I think, I hope all the halfway houses are giving phones, to their clients because that's the only way they're going to make it through.
Yeah. The phone was really helpful once I learned how to use it.
Yeah. Because it surely changes if you've been locked up over a decade and some change.
I do like using that Google Maps. Once I figured out how to use it, it got me lost a couple times. It didn't get me lost. I just didn't know how to follow the arrow and how to do all the things. But now I can go wherever I want to now that I've learned how to use it.
All right. So that night, you wake up, you wish all your people goodbye.
Yep.
And you jump on the van, headed to your new destination.
Yep. Yeah. It was fun walking around, giving people stuff. Getting packed out was interesting. It was the first snow of the year, so it was cold.
Was there a lot of love?
Yes. I had a book. I got a book that I had people sign, so I brought that with me. People put in pictures and notes and things like that. So it was pretty cool.
What was the best thing about, I know this sounds funny, but what do you think was, even though you're in this messed up place, what was a good day for prison like for you?
A good day for prison, waking up on time, waking up excited to go to my job. The job that I was, because some of them jobs in there are rough. The job that I was most excited to go for happened to be inside wire. I woke up early, ready to go, getting to work on time, having a good breakfast. I was in a lot of groups and stuff. So I like days when we had meetings, when there were events. They did sporting events there or movies and things like that. So I liked a busy day, but not, some days were so busy that you didn't have time to eat, not that kind of busy, but a busy day where you have stuff to do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just connecting with people, everybody answering the phone that I called. Mm-hmm.
So what do you think, you ever heard that saying where they say, what killed me didn't make me stronger, or, I wouldn't be where I am if I didn't go through the struggles that I did. Do you have any type of feeling about that?
Yeah.
Are you happy that you went through the system? Did the system going in and what you went through make you a better person?
Yeah.
Even as far as, I don't know. I don't want to use the word remorse about whatever it is, but do you think that what happened with you and where you are at now, everything behind there made you a better person?
Yeah, I do. I definitely grew up in prison since I went when I was 19. And in there, I really learned people and how to be a good person and a good listener, and the things that my parents tried to instill in me when I was younger, like pay people back on time. Don't lie to people. Your word is what matters. Like your word is everything that matters in prison. So I learned how to say what I mean and mean what I say and not say it mean, right? Mm-hmm. Like, because that's important. I learned how to deal with my family situation. I would have never spent 12 years in Al-Anon, and Al-Anon, so there's AA for the alcoholics and NA for the narcotics. Al-Anon is for the friends and family members of the alcoholic or the drug addict. I would have never went to Al-Anon if I was on the streets. Mm-hmm. Prison helped me grow into a person. I think I would still have the same behaviors. I would still be doing the same things, chasing the same kind of guys. I learned how to say no in prison. I learned how to take care of myself in a way that I couldn't on the streets. I learned how to be by myself because on the streets, I always thought I needed to be with people and be around people. But another good day in prison is also a day where you could just chill and be in your room and not have to do stuff and not have to go places and be busy. So yeah, prison definitely shaped me into the person that I am. I grew up a lot in prison, and I am grateful for the lessons that I learned.
All right, so let's flip it around. What is the worst thing about being free?
The worst thing about being free, I miss my people that are still locked up. I stay in touch with a lot of people. I stay in touch with, I've talked to 4 people on the phone that are still in prison. And then I message people, like 12 more people. Mm-hmm. So I definitely miss my people. I was with them for a long time. I built some friendships with them that I don't even have with people on the streets. It's just a different kind of connection when you're in there. So I miss my people. I am trying to get back in there. Got to get in touch with the warden. But that's the worst part, is that I wish they could be out here with me.
Do you think you have survivor's guilt?
Yeah, I wish they could be out here with me. And I think about them all the time. And, even out here and being in the halfway house, I always there's little rules that you can break all the time, right? But that's what keeps me from staying on track, is like, I cannot go back in there with some of my friends who can't get out or don't get out for a long time and tell them,
wouldn't that be disrespectful?
Yes.
So
I did something stupid. I had this chance. And so that's what keeps me on track, and never forgetting them and sending them pictures. And I just feel like I have to do the right thing for the people that don't have a chance.
All right. Now, let's talk about the day, that morning, that evening, afternoon that you arrived at your new destination.
Okay.
Not your final destination, but your new destination.
Okay. I still didn't believe I was getting out. And that morning, we went to the holding cell in intake to get released. And the officer came to the door and she called everybody's names that was leaving today. And she did not call my name. And I was like, I knew it.
Ready to crash out. Ready to crash out.
Yeah. And she goes, and I was like, you didn't call my name. She goes, I'll be right back. And I was like, wait, what is happening? She goes, I don't know. And she doesn't come back for 20 minutes. And I'm like, I'm going back to the unit. And I just knew it. And I knew it was too good to be true. I'm not leaving today. She finally comes back and she's like, she doesn't say it all happy and excited. She's like, so, and I'm like, oh, and she's like, I found you. So,
yeah, how horrible is that, man?
It was crazy.
How horrible
but
is
it made
that?
sense in my mind because I did not believe I was leaving. So then I find out I'm really leaving, and we sat in the holding cell from 6 in the morning until 2:25. It took them, it was the first snow, so we had to wait for, they didn't want to drive all the way up to Pueblo to La Vista prison. So we had to wait for La Vista prison to come to Denver and then pick us up from Denver.
It's like that saying, like everything that could go wrong will go wrong.
Yes,
that's how that's feeling. Like they didn't want you to, they were trying everything in their power to keep you in there subtly.
So crazy.
So you have to go now. Let's just fast forward the process real fast. You do all your intake. You meet your caseworker, your case manager. Now you got to go out and find a job. What was the first place you went to?
The first place I applied at to find a job was Taco Bell.
Taco Bell, you just wanted to get something fast.
Yeah, and that is the first place that I worked my first job was Taco Bell, my last job was Taco Bell. Because I was only working for 3 years. I started working when I was 16 and got arrested when I was 19. So I've had like 2 jobs in between Taco Bell, but that's the longest place I worked. And I figured they were gonna hire me right away, but they didn't. I actually, in prison, I did the dog program a lot. So I had a lot of certificates for dog training and all kinds of things for dog training, but I did not want to be around dogs when I first got out. It's not that I didn't want to be around them, I just didn't want to do it right then. I didn't want to take care of stuff, basically. So I just wanted to work at Taco Bell. But eventually, I made my resume, and it was dog heavy. So many dog certificates that I finally applied to dog places, and just like that, I got hired.
Just like that.
Quick, fast, as soon as I started applying to dog places.
And that's something that you learned while you were in the Department of Corrections.
Yep, it is.
And now you use that to go get a job someplace that you already have skill in.
Yep. 2 dog places. One is a dog groomer. That's the place I do work. And then I also got offered a job at PetSmart to be a dog trainer. But the dog groomer hired me first. And you want to get that first job to start getting through the levels and get out of the halfway house. So I took the first job that offered me and got me hired. But yeah, I definitely used my training that I learned. That they were very impressed with, I was whipping out certificates. Look at this, Department of Labor.
Awesome.
Look at this. So they're impressed with all the...
And they like what you have. They know your background and everything.
Yep.
They have to know because they want to know where the certificates came from.
Yeah.
Clearly they know, which is, a really good example of what we're talking about and what, who we're trying to impact and, touch base with is people who don't understand how hard it is sometimes for when people get out to go get jobs and who don't have skills.
Yeah.
But also people like you who do have skill and get out.
Yeah. The job that hired me, the manager that interviewed with me, I don't think he wanted to hire me, but he had to talk to the people higher than him. And I don't think they wanted to hire me right away because he said he went to bat for me to get the job. So I think that's why I feel really grateful. And anytime I see somebody in the high ranks at the job, I'm like, thank you for giving me a chance, because I just feel like they didn't have to.
Yeah, they didn't have to, but they should be thanking you too, because they got somebody who's going to work hard for them.
Yeah.
They got somebody who is grateful, with gratitude and here to show that, hey, I'm going to put in my work to show you guys you didn't make a mistake on me.
Yep. Yes, I am very grateful to be there.
Awesome.
Very happy to have a job. Yeah.
All right. So now you're working. You're kind of like finding your way through life as a free person. Not all the way free. You know, you got one foot in, one foot out.
Halfway free.
You know, halfway free. You're halfway free. What do you think is next for you? What is your plans?
Right now, the immediate plan is to just follow the rules, don't get any write-ups, get out of the halfway house as soon as possible, because basically it's based on you, right? Like, I could be in there, I could get out in May, or I might not get out until November if I get write-ups and get in trouble. So I'm just trying to get out as soon as possible. And then I am hoping to learn how to drive, because I do not know how to drive. I've never driven a car in my whole entire life. So I am hoping to learn how to drive and get my own place. I do know that places are expensive, and I'm ready to start life. Something really big happened for me just this week, 2 days ago. I got locked up when my daughter was 5 months old and have not seen her since the day I got locked up, which was 16 years ago. So she's 16 now. And she found me on Instagram. Yes, she found me on Instagram just on Friday, 2 days ago. So I'm getting to know my daughter. So, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, give it up for that. Wow, and it's been that long since you've seen her?
16 years. Yep, since she was 5 months old. So I'm getting to know a young lady who she's really smart, and she does all these cool things that I'm finding out about. And we're also a lot alike.
How is she taking to you? Is this something that she was like really excited about, or?
I think so. It sounds like she was excited. She's told me things in her life. I've sent her things from prison, like necklaces and stuffed animals and letters and cards. And I never knew if she got them or not, because it was a closed adoption. So I just sent them to social services, and that was it. Hope she got them. So I just found out that she did get them. She got everything that I sent her. That's cool that even the other parents that adopt her allowed that. Yes, it is cool. Yeah. She's telling me things like, that card you sent me, the Winnie the Pooh card, is my favorite. And like the necklace that you sent me. So I'm excited, and it's fun just asking her questions and seeing how much alike we are. I'm just super excited to keep building a relationship with her and have this young lady in my life.
I'm excited for you, because I'm really excited for you, but she's 16 and she's probably a jerk.
Oh, what?
No, I say this. I say
teenagers.
This I say this because I beef with teenagers. If you're a teenager, it's up when I see you.
No, she doesn't seem like a jerk at all.
I have a teenage son.
Maybe girls are different than boys. I don't know.
Teenager's a teenager to me. It's up with teenagers with me. My teenager is my op.
Oh, no. Well, right now she's really sweet. You're so funny.
Okay. I'm really excited for you about you being with your daughter. That's a connection.
I'm excited.
A really great connection. Have you guys made plans yet to when you could be able to visit her on a pass, or she can come visit you?
No plans yet. We're just, I think it might be a slow process.
All right. So right now you're still fresh out. How long have you been out again?
2.5 months.
2.5 months. So this is really fresh to you. So if you saw somebody getting out of prison and you wanted to give them some advice, what type of advice do you think you would give them up to now since you've been out?
I would tell them it is okay to ask for help. I've told lots of people that I just got out of prison in situations where strangers, where I'm just struggling at Walmart, like, how do I get into a dressing room at Walmart? Because it's different now. And I've had to tell people, I'm so sorry, I just got out of prison. I don't know how to do this. So I feel like I would tell people it's not so scary. Most people are not going to judge you. People can't look at you and tell. And it's okay to ask for help and just follow the rules. It can get hard. There have been times where I wanted to do small things, like I'm on a pass from the halfway house and I'm walking past a pizza place and I want to stop in and get pizza.
Which isn't allowed.
It's not allowed.
You can't stop it. You can't stop at the store.
Nope.
You can't do anything.
Nope.
And if they catch you,
yeah.
that's your ass.
Yeah, and it's so easy to be like, you know what, I just really want to stop in and get this, but just don't do it. I think breaking the small rules will make it a lot easier to break the big rules. Although there are things that I just really feel like I want to do, I have to always have that integrity and do the right thing, even when I feel like they're not gonna know. I'm not gonna get in trouble. Just follow the rules, and soon there won't be rules. If you follow the rules the right way, the sooner you could get off paper and get off all the things, and then you could go to stop in the store and stop at the pizza place. But just do what you gotta do.
Get the pizza DoorDashed.
Yep. Yep.
This was not a DoorDash advertisement. I'm just saying. Don't get in trouble. Use DoorDash.
Just do the right things. It's not gonna last forever.
As we begin to close out, do you have anything else you might want to add to our conversation that we've had here?
I was really sad to be leaving people in prison. I was really happy to get out to the people that I left to go to prison. I have always been afraid to say, like, I'm never going back, because I've heard so many people say I'm never going back, and I know the smallest, craziest, strangest things can happen that land you in prison.
Exactly.
But yeah, but
2 minutes of your life can cost you the rest of it.
I don't know. I just am excited. I'm super excited for my new life, and I am not going to forget about and leave the people in there, but I'm just super excited to start my life and do all the things that I've ever dreamed about and things I didn't even know were possible. I'm ready. I'm ready. So
You ready? You paid yours. You're ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
For sure. And just so y'all know, I think different than her. The day that I left prison was glorious. I couldn't wait to get away from them dudes. I'm just joking.
Funny.
I'm just joking. I got nothing but love. Free all the lifers, man.
Yes.
This is One Day in the Wake Up. I'm your host, again, Herb Lex, with my girl, my
Tiffany
sis,
McCoy.
Tiffany McCoy. All right. Again, One Day in the Wake Up, Herb Lex. Peace.
To who it may concern, I'm at the point of no return. It took a couple round trips in order for me to learn, and I ain't never going back. Allow me to be exact. You let pain run its course till you're forced to adapt in the worst habitat. Speaking matter of fact, zigzagging through this maze with my brain still intact. Progress is the phase, the rest is just cap. What lurks after that? Fresh air don't care when you spent light years in a prison, shifting gears with the friction and the tears. Addictions in the rear, model for your peers. That's the sum of all fears. This is not a hot take. One day in a wake till a steak on my plate. Kiss from my mate, life reanimate. Exist to be great. Let your thoughts elevate. Bend but don't break, cause your past and your future can no longer correlate.
One Day in a Wake Up is a production of Colorado Radio for Justice. Check out CRJ at radioforjustice.org and across social media at Radio for Justice. This episode of One Day in a Wake Up was produced by Herbert Alexander, along with Taylor Hanson, Ryan Conroe, and Seth Reddy. They are also the executive producer team for this show. The theme music is by Herbert Alexander. This is One Day in a Wake Up.